Hey Topgan, and welcome to the channel, and today we are discussing jobs that will not be wiped out by machine learning technologies in the foreseeable future. If you're new here, you might like to check out the first video from these episodes, 10 jobs that will be replaced by artificial intelligence in the next decade. The link is in the description, and while we're checking for that link, make sure to click on that red subscribe button and the bell icon right next to it, so that to be the first to watch my new episodes. And if you're a veteran here, welcome back to Topgan. Now, currently what AI cannot do as well as humans do is to use emotional intelligence. For example, to understand situational context, or to make judgment calls, or overall see the nuance of the human interactions and human conversations. And hence, all the jobs that are safe from AI, spoiler here, is jobs that require soft skills mostly. Now let me provide you with some examples, but before we do that, make sure to grab your ultimate guide on IT professions. It's free and the link is in the description. It will provide you with the options of choosing both tech and non-tech professions, IT professions, that you may choose according to your liking and your skill set. Now, the first job that is safe from AI is Human Resources Manager, and the likelihood of replacing this one is 0.55%, less than 1%. And why? Why not? So it's kind of in the name, but your company and all the companies in the world need a human to solve interpersonal conflicts between team members and using their cognitive skills in order to solve all sorts of untypical human interactions issues. Actually, this field is protected by almost 10% of growth by 2024 because companies need human resources departments to handle their growing teams. Now, the next job that is safe from AI is sales managers, and the likelihood of replacing this one is 1.3%. Again, it's very, very low. And why? Why not? Because sales managers need a high level of emotional intelligence. I presume the highest level of emotional intelligence throughout all the roles in the industry, because sales managers need to understand customer not only intentions or reasonings behind customer decision, but also customer's mood at this exact minute. And sales managers have to take into account all sorts of nuances that make sale possible or non-possible. And also sales managers have to motivate their sales teams and, yes, to provide all sorts of personal interactions and use their cognitive skills. Hence, this job is pretty much safe from AI. Sales managers do use tools that help them to make decisions, and these tools are highly automated, but again, the decision is on human. Now, the next job that is safe from AI is marketing managers, and the likelihood of replacing this one is 1.4%, which again is very low. And why? Marketing managers do use all sorts of tools, analytic tools, to understand the markets, and these tools help them to make a decision, but again, the decision is on the human, because marketing managers have to take into account all sorts of changing conditions. This makes this role very hard to be replaced by robots. So marketing manager's position is pretty much safe from AI. AI isn't quite ready to replace this one. Now, the next job that is safe from AI is public relationship manager. And again, it's kind of in the name. The likelihood of replacing this one is 1.5%. Again, it's very low. And why? Public relationship managers have to rely on the network of their connections and sometimes personal connections, and have to rely on humans in order to promote their companies, to arise that buzz around the companies they work for, and they heavily rely on human interactions and human relationships for this role. So this role is very tricky to be replaced by AI because, again, this is human-oriented profession. By the way, if you're considering this one, this role is actually expected to grow by 7% by 2024, so you might like to check out this direction. So the next role that is hard to replace by AI is chief executives. Again, it's pretty much obvious why. Well, first thing first, it's pretty much hard to teach leadership, let alone to transform that non-existing teaching of leadership into machine learning algorithm. Hence, it's pretty much very hard task to teach robots and teach AIs how to lead people, how to motivate people. And yes, CEOs and chief executives may answer to stakeholders and board of directors who most probably won't be satisfied with the robot giving them some analytical reports without any context. The possibility of replacing this one is 1.5%. Again, it's pretty low. By the way, let me know in the comments what is it that you do, and do you think that you are safe from AI, or do you think that you should perhaps somehow shift your profession before it's too late? So the next job that is safe from AI is event planners, and the likelihood of replacing this one is 3.7%. So why not? So whether you're planning an event for employees, for customers, or for the entire industry with hundreds of thousands of attendees, this role implies many moving parts that you have to take into consideration when you are preparing an event of such kind. This makes this role very hard to be replaced by automation, because moving parts and human interactions is something that AI is very hardly taught. So hence this job is safe from AI. Now the next job that is safe from AI, and I breathed a sigh of relief here, is writers, and the possibility of replacing this one is 3.7 or 3.8%, which is again pretty low. Why? Of course, there are already tools that can produce some sort of textual information, but these tools can only produce information based on certain algorithms. So the operator has to put in some sort of initial data. He has to initiate the creation of some sort of a book or whatever it is, the title, some keywords that AI should be using, AI algorithm should be using. But when we talk about creative writing, when we talk about coming up with ideas, and especially when we talk about fiction books, that's where you need a human writer behind the scene, because it's only humans who are creative at this stage. Currently, at this stage, AI is not creative. It is following certain algorithms. Those algorithms might be pretty much complicated, but when we talk about creativity, AI has to give in to humans. Now the next job that is safe from AI is software developers, and the likelihood of replacing this one is 4.2%, so 4.5%. There are already many tools that automate software development process, but it is software developers and software engineers who actually develop that AI and develop those machine learning algorithms and have to be behind the scene of all of those beautiful algorithms and beautiful tools that we see. And these are humans who think of different ways of how to find better and most productive solution for the particular issue. Of course, when we invent AI, I'm sure many software development jobs will be replaced, but currently these jobs are expected to grow by 20% by 2024. So this industry is currently growing like crazy. So if you're considering to be a software developer, you are pretty settled. Now the next job that is safe from AI is editors, and the possibility of replacing this one is 5.5%. Whilst there are some tools, already pretty great tools that help you to check your grammar, your spelling, your stylistics, and checks for plagiarism as well, you need a human to understand the work as another human would do. So we need human editors in order to give their reactions and feedback as another human being would do, because the book might be perfectly written, but it arises like zero interest while reading it, so it won't perform well and it won't sell well. So hence we need human editors. Of course, this role is slightly decreasing currently, but in the next several years it is pretty much protected from AI. The next job that is safe from AI is graphic designers, and the likelihood of replacing this one is 8.5%. Of course, there are already again some tools that allow us to replace most of graphic designers' tasks. For example, Canva, or there are already some algorithms that allow AI to create some sort of creative designs of their own. But like writing, the work of graphic designers implies some sort of creativity. The goal of any design is to arouse interest and to attract whoever is viewing that web page or whatever it is to your design, to your content, and yeah, thus make either a sale or attract another customer, just attract people to your content. And you need a human being to understand another human being. To sum it up, any job that implies human interaction is pretty much safe from artificial intelligence replacing it in the next decade. Of course, artificial intelligence becomes more and more sophisticated, and the machine learning algorithms behind it become more and more complicated, and yes, they become more perfect each day. But we are talking in the nearest decade, in the nearest future, foreseeable future, and currently, as of yet, human performs the human-related tasks better. Of course, a human uses all sorts of tools, machine learning tools, to help people operate efficiently, but as of yet the decision is made by a human, by a person, and is stimulated by a human, because these tools might only be used when you put in some sort of input data into them. So when you stimulate, when you are the catalyzer of any interaction between a human and a machine, so that the machine produces some sort of result for you. So any job that requires soft skills, any job that requires decision making is currently done by humans and is pretty much safe from AI in the next decade. Of course, although some jobs may change drastically in the coming years, my thought is that AI algorithms and AI tools and AI as it is will help people to concentrate their efforts on something else, on something more creative, on the tasks that they actually enjoy doing, and the tasks that do not require tedious activities, and something that a machine could do. Hope you liked this episode. If you did, give me a thumbs up and let me know in the comments which job appeals to you most, and if you think that you're on the safe side with AI replacing your position or not. So let me know in the comments, I would love to talk to you. Starting next week, we are diving more strategically into starting an online business issues, into IT jobs, IT businesses, and how to run them. We'll dive more strategically into that direction. So stay tuned, turn on your notification bell, stay healthy, stay strong, have a great mood, and see you next Wednesday. Bye.